is a fictional 237 BC Roman legions against the Britain armies. Legate Decimus Janius Brutus of the 14th Germina Legion is joined by Publius Volaginius Drusus of the 12th Fulminata and Gnaeus Volucena Tuditanus of the 2nd Augusta. The Iceni generals are Asmarius, Vertaris, and Bala. Let the battle begin. So to start off, I started looking at my surroundings and I found this upper area that's fairly flat. As custom with my usual Roman strategy, and quite often strategy with a lot of other games such as Medieval 2, I deployed spearmen in front. Well, because I had 4 armies and 4 legions to choose from, I decided to go with a little different when it came to the actual infantry. I knew I'd be getting more spearmen, so I'd make a longer line. I decided I'd put Germina on one side. I'd put one of the other legions on the other side, leaving a 3rd legion to cover a flank. One mistake I didn't, or one mistake I made rather, is I didn't go and look at the enemy. At the time I didn't really feel like I needed to. I had everything I needed, I way vastly outnumbered the enemy. I told those 2 spearman legions, or units, to leave because I knew I was getting other units, and if I got rid of those, I'd get these new units.
Be worthy of them. Now, stand your ground and make ready.
I decided I'd have Fulminata cover the flank. This was mainly because the Fulminata, I didn't actually have the actual historic legion units for them at the time, in the same way that I had Germina and Augusta, so I put them together.
Ready and waiting.
I grabbed these 2 spearman units and I put them at the front.
Quick, march! Anyone who breaks formation will be punished.
I looped up Germina just so I could move them easier and keep them in position. Although this does tend to take a bit of fiddling. So I kinda just ended up doing this. Luckily it seemed to have worked.
For Rome! Halt! Equites! Legionary! Orders! Forward! Roar!
I had the generals group up together just so I knew where they all were. I had Fulminata deploy on this little hill area. I then had everyone redeploy in the infantry area. When they say in industry, just so that I could get Augusta lined in perfectly. I'd say the majority of the battle in this video is actually probably just deployment. To support Fulminata, I had more spearmen.
At your service.
I also had a problem. I was lacking a few units of the Gemina. As you can see, there are only 4 of them. I had to supplement that with a really bad looking unit. I really do not like the Aquilis Praetorianus or whatever they're called there. The ones I put in the centre. They just do not look right. The deployment phase can be and is very picky. I don't care what army you have, it is going to be like this if you're going to want a really professional looking line. I had Augusta line up on the left. In ancient warfare, it is actually very well often thought that the left is the very onerous side of the line of battle. I personally really like Augusta. They're a legion that they contributed in the landing of Britain in real life, historically, should I say. Gemina are also very noteworthy. They were present at the Battle of Alesia and are one of Julius Caesar's old legions. Fulminata, however, I am not completely sure on their history. Now, at the time I really didn't know how close the enemy was. As you can see on the map, they're in the shadow area. They just sort of appeared out of nowhere when they did arrive. If you're not very good with the Roman history and you're wondering why there are two units there that are bigger than the others of their same type of legion, that is because they are the units carrying the Roman eagle. Historically, these units usually had a double strength, so there were basically two units. So really, that's a lot less men there than would usually be in an eagle cohort. Now, this was when I noticed the enemy was right in my face. So I paused the game just to give everyone their special abilities. Only there I forgot. Oh well, I misclicked. I put some spearman units near the archers just in case anybody flanked. I saw cavalry were going to go up the hill, so I put spearmen there, but deployed the Fulminata Legion to support the spearmen on the behind and to the right, as you can see. I hadn't caused as much damage as I'd have liked to have thought before the start of the battle, due to the fact that I didn't have the ballista in a good position, and still. So then I noticed, what are these doing? There's all this cavalry on this flank, and all my cavalry on that flank too, which vastly outnumbered theirs. I continued giving everyone their orders and special abilities. So now here you can see what exactly I actually have in the armies and what they are. Now these are some very badass looking legionaries, I'll admit, but I do not like the way that their shields variate inside the unit. I'll admit, my auxiliary Baetica cohort is my favourite of the auxiliaries. They're counted as very heavy spearmen in the game, or in the mod. This is, by the way, Radious with every single official submod, as well as Caesar's Roman legions. The detail that's put into these shields is really excellent. And there is the Roman 2nd Legion Eagle. Now into Gemina. I personally, the shields are okay, but I don't really like the white. Then here are my archers. Still getting into position, unfortunately. Here are a lighter auxiliary spearman unit. And another unit that's supposed to have run away. Obviously ballista, and late Roman Imperial spearmen, whose shields actually quite look really low quality and could do with a polish. Then into my cavalry, I have legionary cavalry here, with a random running unit of heavy legionaries. I really don't like their armour. Here you can see the generals and their special bodyguards, Singulares Augusti. I kept a variation of cavalry.
The enemy general is dead.
Now I find this quite funny. As soon as the general's in the battle, he's dead. That is really, really funny. Finally though, I get my ballista firing. And then I go to investigate where this general was, and I come across this fellow here. And I think, oh, that must be him. Nobody could have that many peeler in them in this game and not die so fast. Unfortunately though, I didn't actually include that in the actual film or machinima or whatever, so I actually had to take a screenshot of that exact moment and put it in. Surprisingly, it seemed to have worked out. As more and more of the Britons piled into my forces, I did my usual manoeuvre of moving my entire infantry swordsman force forwards into the fray to support the spearmen. Unfortunately though, an onslaught of chariots made their way into my archers there. These scouts from earlier were really gonna get on my nerves if I didn't take them out now. I had them surrounded just so that they couldn't get away. You can see though how the casualties of the spearmen have remained fairly lowish, despite the onslaught of the Britons. This is why I like them so much. They are not OP, and in the following civil war that follows on from this actual battle, spoilers, they are actually killable, so they're not completely OP. I noticed that one of my auxiliary units in the rear was being completely decimated, so I had my entire archer force focus on their areas. This gave an amazing effect in the actual film as well. As the battle took hold, I attempted to try and get everyone into their specific groups. And then, with the scouts taken care of, I could actually use my cavalry to charge into the rear and delete the enemy. As you can see, there is one less Briton unit firing on my troops over there. Although I didn't actually have the archers fire on a new unit, which I should have done. Over there, the leader, overall leader rather, of their force is over in the flanks, so I had my generals move over to support the spearmen. The cavalry reformed just so that I could prepare them to charge into the rear of their entire force. I saw the largest bulge and instantly charged them at it before, trying to make a more organised charge that came from all sides, and then prepared another auxiliary unit to come in after the cavalry had come out. Soon it was time to dispatch more of their archery force and to move in more infantry. And put in the generals just so that I could see if I could quickly get rid of their general once and for all. As I saw the fleeing enemy, I knew the battle was close at hand. I then tried to make a normal cavalry charge without everyone charging into one unit. This would be the final blow, hopefully, before the enemy would break and run. As the cavalry withdrew, I saw plenty of men running back. However, the left flank was still largely unaffected by my actions, until now. I started to turn my attention onto the lines. Unfortunately, that group of auxiliaries there didn't get much into the fray. The enemy broke before them before having a chance. Admittedly, there wasn't really that much on that side, and the battle was run. I continued to pursue the fleeing enemy just to ensure my path through Gaul would be largely unaffected by enemy. Now was cavalry time. I had all the cavalry try to go after individual units, just to ensure that running them down would be as fast and easy as possible. out, none of the fireballs actually went into my cavalry. It did look kinda close though. Due to the fact that fleeing enemies do not appear on the map, I had to go around searching for them. I knew there would be some people that did get away. Unfortunately, they remained on the battle map, on the campaign map. There was no way I was going to get to these in time. They were going to cross the line before I got anywhere near them.
First cohort! Move out!
Then for my own viewing pleasure, I had everyone move off the bodies just so I could see the carnage that I left. This also served well in the machinery. Before I could actually see it myself, the battle ended.
You have further orders? Is that all? We hunger for battle.
After that, I gave everyone their skills. Just that battle alone seems to have given many people some upgrades and some legions upgrades.
Commander? At your command. Ready for battle.
So after all of this, I then went on
Commander?
to continue. I chased down
At your command.
the survivors. I besieged the settlement nearby,
Ready for battle.
just so that they couldn't be reinforced, and then mean minimal casualties on myself.
Leave none alive.
brought the other legion up.
Commander, advance!
Then I attacked. During the course of the Battle of Gaul with the Iceni, this particular settlement was fought over many times.
Ready for orders. Commander, we hunger for battle.
In capturing this I got even more skills. Then to finish off, I upgraded the buildings, made them my own. Built the farm and I finished.